Hello everybody and welcome back to Mario RPG, and where we last left off, Gino came to life, and that's pretty much what we happened, and we just saw him walk out, as Gaz is now pointing out that he saw Gino walk out. So I stay here to watch the conversation a little bit, and his mom thinks that Gaz is being a ridiculous child and that he is going crazy. Well, not really, she's just saying that he's kind of a nuisance right now. So I go up to her and see what she has to say. Oh, this boy is impossible, so we're gonna go head off and figure out what the cause of, like the guy said earlier in part 4, the guy said, whenever arrows fall down and then get struck in the head, they get paused. So that's kind of weird, and we need to kind of check that out. But we also need to focus our priority in getting the next star piece and finding Princess Peach, because obviously, as we saw earlier, several star pieces. So yeah. And like always, you always want to come into the shop and you want to buy some items like True Form and Fearless. Fearless has better defense. True Form I just like more because I think True Form resists turning into a crow and I think a mushroom. I'm not so sure. I'm pretty sure it's like a crow, and that's it. Or not a crow, scarecrow. I'm sorry, but really that's it. So I'm trying to look around. The town still has even though the town is kind of like frozen because everybody got hit in the head with the arrow, there's still some things you can do in the town. Like this guy here, you can jump on his head and you can steal his treasure. You can steal his treasure, and I said steal. Like, he'll come back and ask you if his treasures are alright. Like right now, you'll talk to him, and he'll say, "Hey, were my treasures okay?" They sure were. I did steal his treasures, and I don't remember what the things were. I'm not sure if they were the same. But I'll just leave it to that. You guys can do what you want. Also, the thing he says right here, go straight, left, or straight, whatever, left, right. I've done it so many times, and I don't know which way to do it. I don't know if I'm doing it right or wrong because the maze is all kinds of directions, and I'm not sure which direction because I come out of, and I'm just so confused and stuff. Anyways, I try to look at this again, and left, straight, right. I can't do this path for the life of me, but whatever. So now we're just gonna head on to the maze, I guess. Now that we go onto the separate part of the world, and oh my god, this song! Everybody loves this song, even though I think it's alright. I really think the song is alright. It's great for this place, but if it was any other place, I guess it wouldn't fit that much. Also, there's fake mushrooms and real mushrooms you can get here. And fake mushrooms look like that in the battle right there. And real mushrooms kind of just sit still. So if you can tell it's a fake one, it's going to move around and it's going to transform the second you get near it. A regular one will stay the same for as long as it needs to be. But anyways, the bee, it can cast poison. It can sting you, not that much damage. The mushroom can turn you into a mushroom. Okay, let me explain that right now. It sounds really weird, but when you turn into a mushroom, you're going to turn into a mushroom and not be able to attack or do anything. Like a Scarecrow, but except you can actually do things in Scarecrow. But as a mushroom, you literally can't do anything. The only good thing to being a mushroom is that you heal, but the problem with healing is that it only gives you like, what, 3 to 4 HP, so it's really not worth it in the end. I mean, yeah, later in the game it's not, but in the beginning I guess it is. I'm not so sure, but whatever. But anyways, Mario's new weapon, Knock Shell, I think is probably one of the easiest weapons to do a timed hit on, because you pretty much just hit when Mario starts kicking it, so it's, you know, pretty simple and stuff. So, as you see, I demonstrated that those mushrooms were obviously fake, and that you don't need to fight them. There's a lot of not, like, necessary fights, because this point in the game, you're already a good level to fight the boss of this area, since, yeah. And there's also all those those branches that we could go down and stuff. I went down all of them. I didn't really find that many secrets. I'm not sure if there's any if there's that much or whatever. But if you're wondering, feel free to check it out, because I don't really remember if there's anything special there, but whatever. And I'm not sure why stomping on a Wiggler made a path come clear to us, but whatever. So let's just go down here and let's continue. Alright. There's also these springs, the clown springs and stuff. You don't really see them that much throughout the game. I think the only instance we ever really used a spring to get out of a stage was that one time we fought Croco, and that was really it. But yeah, there's also one returning enemy, that rat, I think it's Rat Funk, yeah, Rat Funk, and that's pretty much the only returning enemy in this forest maze. And there's a new enemy coming up in a little bit, but not so much yet. But anyways, this room has a lot of mushrooms, and if you want to get some, feel free to pick them up, because, you know, healing, very useful, RPG, don't want to die. But anyways, here comes the part of where I save, and then go back. Anyway, and as we progress, I heal my characters because Mallow's getting his ass kicked having that low of HP. And yeah, there may be some awkward cuts because at this point in the game I had to do a little bit. I had to replay a lot of the areas because my recording screwed up, so I just kind of had to restart everything a little, pretty much. Hey, I mean, it's for your entertainment. If I'm going to waste my time, it doesn't matter. As long as I please everybody, I guess. But, as we just saw, there's not that many new enemies. I think there's only one more, and that's about it. And it's that guy. I don't know his name. It's really weird to say, too. I think all he does is do poison, and... I think it's poison, then no. He does flame attacks, I remember, yeah. He does flame attacks, and then he just... I don't know if he ever does melee. It's not really that often of a thing to me, but whatever. So anyways, we just killed this enemy in 3, 2, 1. I probably should have bought, or no, Mallow at this point in the game is perfectly fine. Mallow's Froggy Stick is going to do enough damage to regular enemies, because Mallow's melee, I wouldn't say is on par with Mario at this point, but it's pretty close. Nothing to be, like, too serious about. And it doesn't matter, because Mallow's magic, like HP Rain, is pretty useful too, so you don't need to worry about damage with Mallow when, things like Mario, or when Mario has like a whole bunch of attack or whatever. And yeah, so we see Gino obviously walking towards the maze. Wherever Gino is going, you want to go there because it's going to take you directly to the Bowyer. So follow Gino, and if you get lost, I suggest exiting and then re-entering because you'll see Gino, and just make sure of that. But anyway, we see that this guy is the one causing all the problems. But we can't just go up to him because if we do, we're gonna get noticed. So we need to be very careful in terms of what we're gonna do. Somebody's coming. If we can't learn anything, let's see if we can hide and learn anything, as Mallow just said, and I just said like 3 times. So he found another star piece. Wait, where did he find that star piece? He just brought whatever. Yeah, because we didn't see it anywhere in the. I assume it's in a different part of the forest. And now we see that the doll is talking to Bowyer. I wouldn't call it Gino at this point, but whatever. You know, I always imagine that the doll or the guy who is taking control of Gino's body would always sound something of a serious person, like something like. The star piece belongs to those who really need it, or some really serious, like, monotone voice, and only needs to be, like, cheerful whenever he wants, or whatever. So right here, I don't know how we got here. I assume this is, like, as far as we got. So, Mario gets the idea to help him, and you know what? That sounds like a pretty good idea to me, because if we don't, how are we gonna... Because we gotta save Rose Town. I mean, come on. So now we just gotta run toward. Don't worry, everything here is kind of scripted. You don't. A lot of the scenes in this game are scripted. Not much of them require you to do anything. Most of them are you just pressing jump to actually start the cutscene. So yeah. And now, Bowyer's shooting arrows, I suppose, at the town or us. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, Gino never has melee attacks like that. Don't believe that. Gino never does anything like that in the entire game. But anyways, part now we must. Bowyer also talks like Yoda. I do like that. And he does talk really weird. Say everything with a really NY for some reason. But who are you? Mallow's getting tired. Mario, you just ditched me back there. Huh? Don't I know you? You look familiar. So, you're the Mario. We know about you. Knock, knock, yeah. Insulted I am. Anyways, we start fighting Bowyer. Bowyer himself. Okay, Bowyer has a gimmick to this, as we'll see. I think after Mario's turn. Bowyer himself, he barely ever does melee, and when he does, it's fucking damaging. It really, or not I wouldn't say damaging. It does a lot of damage to you, and it can really knock out one of your party members really quickly. So mind that. Also, you may be noticing that whenever I use an item, it says get a freebie. What it really means is that I get another item back from using that item. So I think it's a timed hit too for items. Anyways, as we see on the screen, Y, X, and A, Bowyer is going to shoot one of those buttons, and when he shoots one of those buttons, we are no longer able to press the Y or the A. He doesn't shoot all three at once because that would just be a giant dick move. But, like, for example, he'll shoot Y, and we can't use Y moves anymore, like special attacks, like flower points. So, yeah. Anyways, Geno is a really good attacker. Don't really use him for that much magic. And also, at this point in the game, Mario should have his super jump. Super jump is pretty much like regular jump, except you can keep pressing it over and over and over. And there's an item later in the game that requires you to use super jump amount of 30 times. What I don't do is, I don't wake up Mario. I let him sleep, so this battle is going to be 3 times as long. But anyways, Bowyer, he casts a bunch of spells. He has this gimmick where you can't press the button anymore. Now we can't use normal, regular, basic attacks. And Staticky, we've seen it before, and it just does a lot of damage to all the characters. Geno is very strong in terms of offense, and has a very weak defense in magic and regular. Geno is terrible in terms of defense. Trust me, he's not going to get you anywhere in terms of defense. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't buy him equipment for defense. That doesn't mean you should just let him hanging out naked and die. I mean, he's one of the most powerful characters in the game, so that doesn't mean to just make him seem useless. But Geno has not that many skills right now, but he does acquire a lot, and I mean a lot of. He pretty much gets essentially the best spells in the games, other than other party members we're gonna get later. But this is why I bought Froggy Drinks, because Bowyer can really fuck up our entire team, and I just don't want that happening. So I'm gonna buy, obviously, a couple of Froggy Drinks just to not let any of that happen, because I don't want any of my party members to get down, and I don't want to buy another pick-me-up and whatever. But as you see here, this is Super Jump. I'm doing this in an amount of times, and it does a lot of damage, 79 damage. If you keep doing this over and over to Bowyer, it will destroy this motherfucker so fast. Anyways, Lightning Orb. Lightning Orb, nah, we've seen it before. It does a lot of damage. There's really not that much to cover. Yeah. So now all we have left is just to kill Bowyer, and I think there's not really that much to explain. Well, one thing I can explain is another thing about Geno. Geno isn't really described, like, we talked to him, they never really describe his, like, you never really see his personality that much. You see he's kind of a serious, monotone person, and he does enjoy the company of the party, but he doesn't really talk that much, and when he does, he kind of wants to be sure that everybody understands everything and stuff like that. But we're not really going to get into his personality until after this fight, and a little bit after, I would say maybe like an hour or two into the game. Doesn't matter. And also Psychopath. Psychopath, I think all Psychopath does is tell you how much HP an enemy has, and that's really it. I don't recall if they have anything else to tell you, the MP or anything else like that, but it's pretty good to know if you want to. It's pretty good if you want to know when the boss or enemy has no more healths. But I think it's like, what is it, like 1 or 2 or 3 flower points? I don't remember. But whatever. It's not like essential, because not almost everything in this game is essential. You can pretty much have the party members you want, the team you want. You can use Mallow all you want. Mallow's a good character. I'm not saying he's a terrible character. It's just that, in my opinion, I don't think I need him after a little bit in the game. It's just, I feel that way. I don't think that, because I wanted to say that Mario has like the most personality, but I wouldn't say the most personality. I would just say that in terms of characterization, he's obviously a mute character, but when it comes to interacting with others, he does a really good job. And because when I look at this game, I think this is a predecessor to every single Mario RPG, right? And the predecessor to like every Mario RPG, this is a pretty good one. This is a pretty good start because this is damn good because Paper Mario and the Mario and Luigi series just kind of excelled upon it, and they just made it like the best. And you know, I'm just rambling on, but enough about that. Let's just get back onto the plot. So he introduces himself to us, and he comes from the sky of Star Road, like we saw earlier in the beginning of the game. See? Star Road. So completely in the dark, huh? Well, it's a big mess. Now it concerns you two. Let me explain. You've heard of wishing upon a shooting star, right? At the Star Road, your wishes transform more. Grammar, English, can't do it. Anyways, Gino's pretty much explaining to us, since the Star Road is broken because the main villain, Smithy, has taken all the star pieces and destroyed Star Road, no wishes can come true. So that's pretty much the whole story of the game, and we need to stop Smithy and him creating weapons to destroy the world and rule Mushroom Kingdom and whatnot. So Gino is teaming up with us, and his name is Star. His name is really awkward right there. It was like heart, music symbol, question mark, no, exclamation. Yeah, it's just, he'd rather explain that, like, just call him Gino because that's what Gaz called him. But you know, it makes things all simple and easy. Now that we got our second star, ladies and gentlemen, we got our second star. Not too late into the game, not too early. So I do say we accomplished a lot in this part. I mean, we just defeated the boss, we got a new party member, and we are going to head back to Rose Town since everything is a lot better. Come on, let's get this show on the road. Gino, who's searching for the star pieces of the Star Road, joins Mario Mallow. Things are definitely looking up. Alright. Oh, there's still that one arrow left. That one arrow! Oh, I've heard everything. I've got to inform Smithy. The secret to the shooting stars has been unraveled. Find the star pieces and bring back Mario's world. So yeah, now that we got all the star pieces, or we got the star piece from the maze, obviously, we gotta head back to Rose Town because we just did we just saved them. And I recommend going back to Gaz. I almost walked out. I recommend going to Gaz. Gaz does give Gino a very important weapon, kind of like how Frog Fuchsius gave Mallow his froggies. That Gaz will give Gino a very good weapon called Finger Shot. And Finger Shot is pretty good because the next town we have already has the weapon Finger Shot, but Gaz will give it to you for free. So just know that off the bat. Well, Gaz, it's like this. So I always love in this game how they try to reenact everything like this in motion. It's great. Now it's like, So as we see, that's Gino's trying to explain. Do you get it? Nope. You lost me. They all fall on the floor. Anyways. What? So you mean even if I grow up, I won't be as cool as strong as you? I don't know why you'd want to turn into a puppet. That's kind of freaky. That's kind of weird. But, Mario needs all the help he can get. Mario's getting mad. I think Mario's the most, because Mario is always shown off to be, like, a really, you know, whatever. I'll explain it later, I guess. But, thanks for watching, part 5, everybody, and I'll see you all in part 6. Enjoy!